Hey, I'm Mike, and this is Writing in the Ozarks. Today, we are talking about a photo that someone emailed me. And I think it might be the next icon model, or at least a hint of what the next icon model is based off of. If you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back and being a repeat offender. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Now let's get into it. The person that sent this to me would like to remain nameless, but I consider them a reliable source. They helped me when I worked on the Lowrider ST video to confirm where that leaked photo came from. So again, I consider them pretty reliable, and they spotted this. So let's talk about where this photo came from. I used a Google image search to confirm it, because he didn't even tell me where he got it from, and it is on Harley Davidson's website. Now, the photo is a link to go to a section to buy parts and accessories, including motorcycle covers. And as you see here, I'll throw it up real quick, it's a great big motorcycle cover over something. Now, I might be stretching things here, but I wonder if Harley Davidson is trying to put an Easter egg on their website right there underneath our nose. There have been things in the past they've done, like post on Instagram of old motorcycles, and a year or two later, there's an icon model that's based off that particular motorcycle. So they've done similar things in the past. Now, when I first looked at this, there were three things that obviously jumped out at me about the motorcycle, and I found a fourth thing later. But also what jumped out at me was this motorcycle cover. This is not like any cover they sell in their parts and accessories. This thing is probably at least close to 4 foot wide, and it's much higher than the handlebars in the front. This looks like this is a cover that's designed for a display that they would take off of a bike at an event. All right, so let's jump into the three things that jumped right out at me when I looked at the bike. First, white wall tires, because they haven't been putting white wall tires on any factory bikes in recent years unless it was some historic icon revival type bike. And I don't even remember if we did white walls on the Revival or the Hydroglide. I'd have to go back and check, but that did jump out at me. That's not what you normally see on a touring bike. And I do believe this is a touring bike. I'll tell you why in a second. The next thing is those white walls are wrapped around a set of spoked rims. So we got spoked rims and white walls. That screams icon, old school. That was my first thing I thought of. Now, when I looked at the exhaust, you'll notice that it is dual exhaust, and those are pretty good sized pipes in the back. So they are, I don't think, old pipes. They're not the design of old mufflers. But if you look at the exhaust pipe between the floorboard and the mufflers, there's kind of odd bend in there. And that bend is not like anything I've seen on recent exhausts. But it did look familiar. So muffler size, the size of the tires and the wheels, dual exhaust. I'm immediately thinking this is maybe an icon model based off of a Road King. That was my gut. That's where I went in my gut. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm good friends with another content creator, JS, and JS rides a Road King, and he's made a couple of videos the last few years about Road King and when Harley's going to bring it back, and he's really into the Road King stuff. So I sent this photo to him. I wanted to see what he thought of it. Now, we have not discussed that. He's going to have a clip here in this video in a minute, and he's going to talk about what he thinks of this photo. I have no idea what he's saying until I put it in the video. So we may even say the same things. But I want to see what he thinks of it. There'll be a link to his channel in the description down below as well. JS is a really good guy. Please check him out. Now, if you're not familiar, 1994 was the first year of the Road King. It was based on an electric glide that came out, I think, in the 70s that had no fairing on it. But that was actually the first year of the official Road King, was 1994. And then in 1998, they came out with the Road King Classic. I looked at the Google images for a 1998 Road King Classic, and I found a lot of them without exhaust that matched this, but I found several that had this same unusual bend between the floorboard and the mufflers. So I'm really thinking this is a Road King Classic icon model. Maybe that's an old Road King under the tarp that they're going to show us that the bike is based off of, or maybe that's the icon model itself. Now, the other thing, the fourth thing I found by really looking at this exhaust and looking this over really close when I was trying to figure out what it was a bit of chrome that you can kind of see in the photo up there underneath the floorboard. Now, maybe that's just a chrome engine guard, but I think it's the chrome trim that they used to put on the back fender on these touring bikes in that time period in the late 90s. So that's kind of what I'm thinking this is, or an Icon model based on that time period. Now, it doesn't make an exact number of years or anything like that, but that doesn't surprise me. Harley Davidson's, not necessarily done them on anniversary years or anything when they've done these Icon models. Now, 1998 seems a little recent for an Icon model to me, but it is over 25 years old now. So maybe it's a way of trying to reintroduce the Road King with a 117 engine in it. Now we're going to hand this over to JS, but before we do, I want to thank Beyond Riders for sponsoring this video. The temperature's been dropping here in the Ozarks, and I've been sporting their soft shell when I'm riding my new 2024 Street Glide, and the weather's cold. It's been doing a great job of keeping me warm. And this is a Kevlar-lined armored riding jacket. Now, if you're not into the soft shell design, don't worry. They have riding flannels, they have mesh shirts, they have other types of riding apparel to help keep you protected while you're out riding your motorcycle. Make sure you check out their website and use my link in the description down below to save yourself a few dollars off your next order from Beyond Riders. Now let's turn it over to JS.
Hi everyone, Jay Sorsby here. Got a photo and a phone call from our friend Mike. Supposed, possibly, leaked photo of 2025 model. Mike says, hey, this thing looks Road King-like. What's your opinions? In a video form. Now, do I believe that this is a 2025 leaked model? My opinion. Come on, house. As a Road King connoisseur, I said, yeah, I'll take a look. And here's the photo in question. Certainly looks like it could be Road King or Road King related. Not a lot to go on. Could be a continuation of the Highway King, or possibly Road King's going more retro next year, and instead of into the future, we're going back with it. That might be all right too. Of course, if you stayed with the retro look on a Road King, then you wouldn't have to give it the new body and the upgrades. I don't know that the Highway King was that big of a success, other than the fact it was just a special model. If it was just an everyday model, I don't know that it would do so well. This is a low resolution picture. I imagine it's been color corrected to highlight certain areas. So let's start at the back and work our way forward. Here's a picture of the Highway King and its white walls. Now maybe it's a bad angle, or it's artifacting, or the color correction has changed things, but the ratio of white wall to black rubber on the Highway King versus this photo does not appear to be the same to my eye. Now, I'm not saying they didn't put a fatter white wall on a new bike. It's definitely a touring frame. So this bar across the frame on the back on my bike appears to be a little straighter than this one. Like somebody put the jack in the wrong place or hit something going down the road, insinuating that this may be previously appreciated bike, or at least have some miles on it, more so than you would see. Now this bundle of wires right here, it says early twin cam to me. I don't own an M8 to compare it to directly, and image quality of the photo I've got, once you zoom it in, it kind of gets pixelated. If I'm not mistaken, the M8s are a fair bit tidier right here in this corner. It's definitely a touring floorboard. And the brake pedal. But it looks more early twin cam to me. It's a little rounded like this, and less of a tang style like this. And the white wall on the front tire. Again, it doesn't seem to be the same ratio as a Highway King. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just a photo. Maybe it's the way it's coming across to my eye. But the ratio doesn't seem to be the same from white wall to black tire. Lastly, the exhaust. This appears to be a set of Reinhardt Extreme True Duels, I believe. Possibly Cobra, but I don't think so. I have yet to see an M8 with the left side exit only. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying I can't find a picture of one. I've never seen one in the wild. All the M8s I've seen, both pipes exit on the right, and then one of them, either the front or rear cylinder, crosses under the bike and comes out on the left side, such as this or this. And the right side exit only and the left side exit only. No under exhaust. Just comes straight out of the back head, curls around, comes out the left side. Pictured here. And then of course the right side looks like this. Do I think this is a leaked or an accidental image of a 2025? No, I do not. I think this picture has more to do with that bike cover than it does the bike that sits underneath it. You know, but it's just my opinion. And I've been wrong before.
All right, Jay, thanks for helping me out with this video. Make sure y'all check out his channel. Again, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. I don't know if we're on the same page, if we're on different pages. If we're saying different things, let me know which one of us you think's got right. And if we're on the same page, do you agree with us? I'm recording this part completely before I see his video, so it's untainted. Yes, I said taint. I really think a Road King makes a lot of sense for Harley Davidson right now with the economy being a little tough. It gives them a more affordable entry-level touring bike since they've gotten rid of the Electric Glide, and it's been gone for a few years, so maybe bringing it back in a limited edition will do well. All right, you guys stay safe, keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.